Hi, this is Jeff Cawley, and welcome to this edition of The Hot Seat. Today's guest is retired school teacher here at North County, taught at Mineral Area College, taught a little bit, I think, for SEMO, Mr. Bart Mitchell. Bart is being sponsored by another one of our retro sponsors, Jason Cawley, and his retro shout-out goes to Lappy's Restaurant in Bonne Terre. Bart, we're going to have you on here for 20 questions, sir. And
All right.
remember, if you want to sponsor someone on the hot seat, it's just a measly $25 to get them on, and Mr. Lowry and I will come up with some great questions, and we'll even invite you to include some of your own questions if you like. Bart, are you ready to go, sir?
Yeah, fire away.
All right. This is this question is always written by, I give Jason Lowry credit. He calls this the Jeff Levy special. Boxers or briefs, sir?
Briefs.
You are a briefs man.
I like Hanes brand particularly.
Okay.
Yes, not favorite of Fruit of the Loom.
But you're more of a Hanes guy.
I'm more of a Hanes guy.
I don't know why they didn't have you do those commercials for Hanes instead of Michael Jordan, because you know you've got a little bit more experience.
Yeah, but he's more famous.
Yeah. Okay. In certain areas. Question number 2. You started student teaching when I was a high school student, and it is rumored that a couple of my former classmates, Tammy Rivatuso and Scott Yates, set you and your wife Helen up on the very first date. Is that in fact true?
But they were involved. Tammy was kind of the go-between between letters that we'd send, and she would sit there and.
Did she edit the letters for you?
No, she didn't edit the letters. She was always wanting to know what was going on in our relationship.
But you do credit Tammy a little bit with
credit. Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I would have done that. Yeah.
I wanted to make sure that was accurate.
Remember Tammy Rivatuso?
I had heard that story. Jason didn't believe me that was an actual person because the name Tammy Rivatuso sounds like a great character from Greece.
Yeah, I remember what she looks like.
Okay.
Back
Okay.
39 in the old building.
Trivia. You played a lot of trivia. I played a lot of trivia with you. And you and I might agree on this, may not. But who is the best trivia player you ever played with or played against?
Best trivia player. Probably Howard Noble.
I would agree 100% with Howard Noble.
Especially when it comes to history and factual knowledge. Now, certain trivial things he maybe not as good at, but certainly if you throw anything history and government and stuff like that.
What about the toughest player you ever played against?
Toughest player I played against in trivia.
I remember particularly there was Jack Clay from Farmington played a lot. Some of those teams against us with
Jim Kellogg.
Jim Kellogg, very good.
From Farmington was very good.
Right.
Yeah, there's some. Really, names come to mind.
Okay.
So they played on the other team.
Sure.
So
Sure.
they always win. That was when we'd walk in.
Yeah.
They
win everything.
They win everything.
You're a man with some odd collecting habits. So I'm going to ask you, and you tell me how many of each of these 3 things you own. How many Opel cars do you currently own in various states of running or repair?
14.
14 Opel cars. How many pair of tube socks with stripes at the top do you own?
Probably 2.
Just 2.
Well, left over from high school. So,
Okay. Okay.
They're red in color. I use them for mowing grass.
Right.
That's about the last of my tube socks.
And how many U-Haul trucks do you currently own?
2.
2 U-Haul trucks.
So
Okay.
far.
To store some of those 14.
Yes, a good story. My brother said to thought, this guy's crazy buying these trucks. Then he redoes his house. Who does he borrow the truck from to store all of his furniture and stuff in? And then afterwards, his wife credits, we thought you were crazy, but now you're a genius. That saved us money.
You know,
and time.
oddly enough, before we started this segment, the table was moving a little bit, and I said, we need to get this table fixed. This man had a crescent wrench in his front pocket, so he is prepared for just about everything. We ask this of just about everyone. Who plays Bart Mitchell in a movie about your life?
thought about that a little bit since watching some of your videos. Probably Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Or maybe Jim Parsons.
Jim
from
Parsons or Tom
Big Bang
Hanks?
Theory.
Okay.
People
All right.
Kind of related to him.
Now, we're both fortunate in the fact that both of our wives, Sherry and Helen, are phenomenal cooks. What would you say is your favorite dessert that Helen makes?
Her blueberry cheesecake.
Blueberry cheesecake.
Blueberry cheesecake. I think Bill would remember we'd go to Ron Whittier's for a Christmas party. The one night we walked in with Dan Shunks and Ellen Shunks and knock on the door, and Ron opens the door, takes the blueberry cheesecake out of her hand, and closes the door and walks away. I was like, that's all they wanted was her. It's very phenomenal. She makes cakes and cupcakes and
Great.
stuff like that. But,
Great.
But her cheesecake's probably the best.
Who would you say is your closest teacher friend while you were teaching at North County? Person that you just felt like was maybe your best friend in education?
Oh, there'd be several. Bill Martin would be one. Dan Shunks, probably, because played with him in the Kicks band out at the college.
Okay.
But
Two pretty good guys.
two good guys
to pick from
Gary
there.
Ross and Cindy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question and then a fact. Does anyone know more about the Three Stooges than Bart Mitchell?
Probably not.
Can you share one weird fact about the Three Stooges that maybe someone else wouldn't know?
One weird fact. Let's see. Several. There was one short, the name escapes me. It was about 1945, right before Curly left the Three Stooges for his second major stroke. That it's a Western scene, and they fabricate a gun type of device, and it shoots. Well, it backfires into Moe's face. Well, in reality, it backfired into Moe's face and actually got into his eyes and such, and they had to run him to the emergency room. We were afraid that he would go blind. And so they finished the scene with just Larry and Curly bopping the guy and then running off. And then the next, after Moe had recovered, then the next time they shot the gun, like little springs and toys came out. But in reality, the gun actually backfired into his face. That's one trivial fact.
What day of the week was that on? Do you know off the top of your head?
What day of the week? Well, let's see. This will be before your time. Monday through Fridays, Captain Showboat. Maybe Bill would remember Captain Showboat on Channel 11 when the Three Stooges shorts were distributed by Columbia. Because people don't realize these were actually movie shorts in the 1930s, 40s,
Sure.
and 50s at the movies. They weren't on TV originally. And Columbia, they were the last people in the shorts department. When the president, Harry Cohn, died, they shut down the shorts department. They were the last major studio making them. And so they had all these movies, and what do we do with them? I'll dump them onto TV. And all of a sudden, they became phenomenal stars.
They took off.
Yeah, took off. And so there was an actual show on Channel 11, about 3:30. It was after school. Come in. It was called Captain Showboat, and then they would have Three Stooges
So
shorts.
you did know the day that it happened. Okay. What was your
Tuesday.
favorite band when you were in high school?
Favorite band when I was high school. I think back in the 70s. Trying to think what rock bands would be popular back then.
Zeppelin, AC/DC,
I
those
wasn't
guys
really
were around.
into
REO
AC/DC.
Speedwagon.
A little bit of REO and Styx, maybe. I'm more of the big band person.
Okay.
So
Who's your favorite big band?
Probably Count Basie Big Band.
Okay. All right.
They still exist.
Now, it is a well-known fact that you are luckier than anyone I've ever met, at least, when it comes to 50-50 drawings. What is the most you ever won at one 50-50 drawing event?
50-50, probably $350, $400, something like
Okay.
that. I was at a North County football game. That's a good story too. They sell 6 tickets for $5. So I walk in, usually get my tickets before I go up and film the games. And so the guy said, well, I've got 5, and he reaches over and goes, pluck the 1 ticket off another roll. That was the winning ticket.
Really?
Yes, that
Really?
was the winning ticket.
I remember you won one at St. Joe one time. We were playing a trivia event down there. They gave the 50-50 away toward the end of the night. We were way up in the trivia event, 8 or 10 points, and your name was announced as the winner, and there was a grumbling. The first time we heard this grumbling was, they win everything. So I was glad that you won that money, and I think it was over $300 as well.
Yeah, probably.
Teachers outside your department at North County that you enjoyed working with?
Outside my department.
You mentioned Dan
Probably-
Shunks.
Oh, certainly Dan Shunks, as far as the music and so forth. And the band program took off after Dan came in. Cindy Rawson, as far as chemistry teacher, worked there with Scholar Bowl. Gary Rawson, physics. His students would turn out and do some phenomenal projects
Great.
of physics. Susan Van Buren and English. Certainly Sue Wilkie.
A lot of folks, though, outside your department, you had
There's
good
lots of
relationships
Mary
with.
Hain,
Okay.
Art, Matt Haug, PE and coaching, and a lot of good people outside the department. I mean, be a list.
Who is the best math student you ever had in class?
Best math student ever had in class. The ultimate best, probably, this would be a foreign exchange student. God, the name escapes me right now. Anyway, he came from Germany, and he was in my advanced calculus, and he would go through the calculus. He finished the actual calculus book all the way through all 15 chapters before he left. And I mean, the book was pretty well worn.
Right.
And he was, MIT gives a foreign exchange student full ride scholarship, and he was a recipient of that. So
Okay.
he went to MIT.
Other than
as
an
far as
exchange student, what student?
other North County students, local would be certainly Richard Poston, Brad Green, Peter Hickman.
All good?
All good. There's
All
a
good
whole
names.
list of,
Sure.
of other students as well.
Sure. Don't mention any names here, but did you ever have to break up a fight as a teacher?
Yes.
Boy fight or girl fight?
Girl fight.
Yeah, those are the worst.
She would not let go. It's like, let go. No,
Had her by the hair, I guess.
Oh,
That's
yes.
what always happens.
it's the old building by the hallway down front.
Yeah, always
Yeah.
always happens that way. What is your favorite all-time movie?
Probably Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Raiders of the Lost
I
Ark,
like,
okay.
the adventure.
What'd you think about the sequels? Just a Raiders guy or no Temple of Doom guy? Temple of Doom, first PG-13 movie.
Yeah. Not so much the second movie. The third,
Okay.
and so on. I think the first is, I just like just continuous action and so forth. And
Sure.
Can't go wrong fighting Nazis either.
All right. What is the best gift that you ever bought your wife?
Best gift I ever bought my wife. Well, let's see. Good thing she doesn't watch these.
I asked this because I have a follow-up story, quick one for this, but go ahead.
Best gift. I've bought different things.
I'm gonna help you out with this one. I'm gonna help you out with this one because at one particular trivia event, you not only won the $400 50-50, but you also won a gift basket.
I remember.
And you realized while picking up this gift basket that the next day was your anniversary. And you said, now I have a gift to give to her for my anniversary. And both myself and Howard Noble said to you, you won this $400. You need to pay the entry fee for the table, which was $100. And you said, no, this is my money. I want it fair and square. And I said to you, and this is the first time I've ever been a snitch in my life. If you don't pay this $100, I'm what?
You're probably going to tell my wife.
I'm telling your wife that you won this present as a gift, as a hand-me-down. It was a second-handed gift.
Mm-hmm.
You refused to pay, and as a result, what happened?
Well, let's see. The basket was out in the garage, sitting out in the freezer. I don't think she probably talked to me for a week. I thought it was someone else.
Yeah.
Didn't
If you
pay
could have done anything besides teaching, if you had not gone into education, what career path do you think you would have chosen?
Probably would have gone engineering.
Engineering? Okay, good answer.
Mechanical, electrical engineering.
Hey, you're about off the hot seat. Everybody's last question. What class would you take if you were a junior or senior coming into UniTec?
You offer several that I'd take. One that comes to mind is HVAC. You guys, I did get my 609 certification.
Yeah, we're trying to get that back as an evening class.
I think that would be great. But a lot of the classes, woodworking, electrical, welding,
Okay.
improve my welding skills
Okay.
and such.
Well, Bart Mitchell, you are officially off the hot seat, sir. Thanks so much
Good.
for coming on. Remember that for only $25, you too can challenge someone to be in the hot seat here. Be questioned by myself or Mr. Jason Lowry. All proceeds go to Mr. Lowry's program, the radio TV program here at UniTec. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks to our sponsor for this episode, Jason Cawley and Lappy's Restaurant Retro in Bonne Terre. Thank you and have a good day.